Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony. This is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today I'm happy to tell you that finally, after about a month delay, Star Citizen patch 3.15 is here. Yes, there's one more patch before the end of the year. Will they reach that target? I'm not too sure. Anyway, two little things to note. There is a full database reset, which means you lose everything you haven't paid for in real money. I've lost my arrow, which I've had for ages, and I love it. It took so long to get, and I kitted it out, and it's gone, so that's quite sad. You also get a start and alpha credits of 20,000. However, if you participated in the recent Xenothreat event, you will get an extra 100,000 credits. I think that's really nice. That's quite a bit of money. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. Tap the notification bell, smash that like button, and comment below to let me know what you think. What ships have you lost? Is there anything you're really sad about? Does this prove that this game is a bit pay to winny? Because those who have bought the ships now will have a massive advantage over those who haven't when the game kicks in. I think it's a little bit of a good discussion point, to be fair, but never mind. Anyway, let's get on with it. Right, so known issues. These are things you might want to look out for. Ground vehicles and initial spawn point. With the latest update, your initial spawn point chooses the location of all your ships. If you have ground vehicles through the pledge store, select an initial home location that supports ground vehicles like New Babbage would be best. Pledge items lost on death. So with this upcoming change, players will now lose all items equipped when you die. These include items from the pledge store, including subscriber items. We are currently looking into different solutions for this, but be warned, if you die with subscriber items on, you will lose them in the game and they are gone. They're not removed from your account or pledge store, but in the game, gone. They say this will be returned in new patches or through an account reset. After a server crash, attempting to reconnect may result in an infinite loading screen and being unable to interact with the menu. Players will need to Control Alt Delete to get rid of that. Around ArcCorp, if your scattered object distance is set too high, you may experience some stuttering. They are working on that. To fix it, just drop the object distance to medium. Players cannot repair, refuel, and rearm at outposts. Items stored in long-term persistence, such as mined gems, are currently not stackable. After trying on clothes in a store, all equipped items are permanently deleted. Medical Beacon does not complete mission payment when player is brought back for incapacitation. The Prospector door and ladder have no animations. Some players may see black squares instead of smoke, clouds, and fog. Attempting to deposit gems yields a transaction error in the rehabilitation facility. The announcer audio call out for match over, you have won/lost, can be heard multiple times in Arena Commander. And character's head, mobiGlass, and other equipment may be missing once you've been released from the prison. So there you go, there's the main things to kind of look out for. However, what does this patch bring you? What are you getting? You're getting loads. I've cut a little bit of it down just because there was so much to go through, but you can look at my previous videos for that. So we've got new features, locations, hospitals, addition of unique hospital locations to Orison, New Babbage, and Grim Hex, plus medical clinics into space stations. So here players will be able to regenerate, save new regen locations, heal injuries, and buy medical supplies. AI, there's unmanned missile defense turrets, so they're going to be at space stations and underground facilities in the PU. We have gameplay, we have Personal Infantry T0, an asset manager app. So with the implementation of Personal Infantry, players will now physically store weapons, gadgets, consumables, healing items, and more on their person and vehicles via backpacks, pockets, and containers. This utilizes the new iCache for persistence. If you're kind of interested in that, it's just how every other game in the world works. Imagine DayZ, something like that. They've just got the exact same thing here. Primary residence / initial location. Before starting the game and initially spawning, a player must now specify their primary resident location, which will be their initial spawn via the front end. Friend options to join a party are disabled until this location has been set. So just kind of take that into mind. Character infantry. The infantry is no longer restricted to commodities and can contain any type of FPS armor, clothing, weapon, consumable, and one-handed carryable, provided it fits. The player's character is now displayed in the center. As I said, just like Daisy, something like you got your character in the center and you can put weapons on, you see him do stuff and you can zoom around and that sort of thing. Vehicle infantry will also happen. Every vehicle with a traversable interior has its own vehicle infantry accessible while inside that vehicle. You got the Knickknacks Asset Manager is what it's called. So that replaces the old one on the Moby Glass, so you can keep a track of things and that. Loot Generation T0. There's an addition of sort of randomly generated containers, which is crates, lockers, and boxes, stocked with lootable items throughout the world. The content of these boxes are dynamically generated based on their location, so you might find certain things in certain areas with random amounts and types of items. You know what? I think that's quite a good one. That will encourage you to explore a little bit more and not just walk in somewhere and walk out. We've got Healing T0 and Actor Status T1. This is quite a big one. So this is a complete overhaul of healing actor health systems. These effects range from minor visual and audio feedback to death. I mean, that's quite a big range there. But yeah, you can either get injured or die. So you've got an incapacitated state. When a player is damaged enough, they will enter an incapacitated state. Once incapacitated, their player will collapse, be unable to move or interact. Their vision will fade in and out until you die. Death and regeneration. After a player dies, they will now regenerate in a medical bed instead of a hab. By default, the player will regenerate at the hospital at their primary resident location. Remember, set that at the beginning. And a player may set a different regen location by visiting any tier 1 or tier 2 facility in a hospital, going to the UI and saying, I want to spawn there. You've got injuries now, so when an actor's body part, head, torso, left arm, right arm, whatever is damaged, a corresponding amount of wear damage is applied to the same part. When enough wear damage is accrued, an injury is gained. And you can also get different injury severities, so minor, moderate, or severe. While healing increases HP, it does not affect wear. To repair them damaged body parts, you've got to go to the medical facility. So tier 3 can do minor, tier 2 can do minor and moderate, tier 1 can remove any injury. So you might want to look at what they are. So you have tier 1, 2, and 3. Drug, alcohol, blood level thing. Blood drug level, or BDL, increases when a player drinks alcohol or is given any medical drugs. So when it reaches 100%, they go into an overdose state, resulting in the player collapsing. I'm sure that will not be used at all to grief players. Medical drugs. Symptoms from injuries can be temporarily masked. Health can be recovered, and overdose stun effects can be temporarily alleviated. So you can do that via the healing beam over the med gun or multi-tool healing attachment or drugs. But bearing in mind, the player's BDL will increase per dosage. That brings me to the Paramed medical defense device and the multi-tool medical attachment. Players are able to administer drugs via a healing beam through a Paramed medical device and multi-tool healing attachment within 5 meters of their target. Basically, when you look at the body, it'll show you all the different body parts, what's injured, what's not, different color, and you'll point to it, hit it, and that will get healed. Medical beds. Players will now regenerate in a medical bed instead of a hab bed. Players that enter a down state in the landing zone or are admitted via the emergency elevators, hangars will wake up in a hospital bed with that item stored. Each medical bed has a care facility of 3, 2, 1 tiers. As we said, they treat different things. Hospital gameplay. You can go in, reserve a room via a check-in screen to make use of its medical beds. You can change the regen location. I wish they would kind of put that in for the habs as well. Maybe you could always do the same hab. Don't know if maybe this new thing will do that, but it'd be nice to kind of just have a room that you could look at the thing and go, that player's there, that player's there. That'd be kind of cool. Right, some new missions. There are a series of new missions at underground facilities to replace the old ones. So you've got eliminate specific, lawful, unlawful. So basically just go there and kill someone. You've got eliminate all, lawful, unlawful. You must go there and kill everyone. Eliminate a boss. This is the same as eliminate all mission. However, at the end, there will be a bit of a boss and you have to kill them to clear it. Defend. This mission begins with a 1-minute timer where the player goes down the elevator of the underground facility. where they will observe friendly AI waiting around. Once the timer finishes, wave 1 of 3 begins and a series of enemies spawn. The players should work together with the friendly AI to take out all of the wave. Once this is done, you'll get another minute to prep, and then so forth. You've all done wave missions, you know how they work. Collect. This mission requires the player to enter the underground facility with the instruction of locating and extracting 3 boxes based on reference number provided. So you go in and get them, and obviously there'll be AI down there to fight. And finally, bombs. So the addition of bombing mechanics. So you've now got the Starlifter A2. So you'll be able to drop bombs in this kind of a new missile operator mode. You press T, default keybind, and that'll bring up an area. You fly over, drop the bomb, and everything goes boom. So ships and vehicles, you have the Crusader A2 Starlifter, which is the bomber, and the Origin 400i. I have done a video on the 400i, so check that out. You've then got the new FPS items, which is the medical device and the lifeguard multi-tool. So one feature I am excited about in this is added ship server crash recovery. So once you experience a server crash, which we all know happens quite a lot, this new system will give the option on the terminal to respawn the ship to a landing pad without the loss of any infantry. I lost 1 million credits once on this. I put it all in, and I should have known not to do that, but I was like, I just want to do it, and it crashed, and I lost everything, and it was a little bit annoying, put it that way. Right, feature update, locations, Orison Lander Zone V2. This is the addition of more shops across the platforms to expand the services available in Orison. This includes a new showroom, which will show various vehicles and that sort of thing. Port Ulsar has been relocated to be closer to Crusader, and it's in orbit above Orison to make it more in line with other low orbit stations. Arena Commander and Broken Moon revamp, that's just as it says, they've basically both been improved. Broken Map is now a bit bigger, there's new playable areas, more cover options, and new space assets. FPS and ship combat AI polish, there's been some new AI sync improvements to help reduce them teleporting short distances and to be more reactive in FPS combat. The AI for me in Star Citizen, especially with ground troops, has always been a little bit rubbish, so hopefully that improves that a little bit. There's also law system updates, updated most crime stat 1 crimes to be misdemeanors, which will grant the same crime stat but can now be paid off on the fine terminal, which is good. I think that needed doing. Quantum quality of life made multiple fixes to help quantum drive engage consistently. We all know that one. Many times you'll point somewhere and you're not going anywhere. Assisted gimbal update. We replaced assisted gimbal code. It should now have a better firing solution and engage the targets. VJoy updates. The VJoy has been rewritten. The movement in space is now more square instead of circle, with a circular dead zone for mouse input in the middle. This gets rid of the sticky feeling of the edges and fixes bugs. We'll see how that works. Tobii Eye has had a couple of improvements as well. I'm thinking about getting a Tobii Eye tracker. If anyone has one, comment below to let me know how it works on Star Citizen. I'll be interested to see, because I'm thinking about getting one towards Christmas. There's also been some joystick profile updates. They've increased the commodity refresh rate in the PU. They've increased distance players QT into comma rays, so they don't fly directly into restricted areas. They've made bounty hunter missions more shareable. They've added options to have velocity indicators, always on, fading, or always off. Ships and vehicles. The Gladius is now gold standard. The Saber is now a gold standard, which basically means it is finished. Weapons and items. Backpacks. They've added in the new inventory manager, you can now separate the backpacks from being part of the full sets of armor. Again, just like most other games. Core tech, they've made optimizations for planet terrain and ocean things. Technical, 6 client crashes, 5 server crashes, backend service timeout fix, server inclined performance optimizations, and player character network and optimizations as well. Right, that was a lot to talk about. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.